emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Hello and welcome to the Final Order Report, where we bring you a hand-picked selection of comics and graphic novels before they head to print and quantities are finalized. I'm Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop and your last chance to subscribe or special order before the final order deadline this Monday, October 21st at noon. These titles will be hitting our shelves as soon as November 13th. Green Brain Comics and the Final Order Report are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com or download the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or access your existing account to order and pay securely online, ensuring you never miss an issue. Today I will be using Comichub to showcase items. Today I'll be using Comichub to showcase items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. Let me take you through a quick tour here. Once you get signed in, you'll see the orange banner. That is all the items that you have in store waiting for you to pay for and pick up or ship. Behind the green banner is Shop Coming Soon. That's all the carousels we will be looking at today, so click through there. And at the top, you'll see preview pages for upcoming books, some of which we may be talking about today. Below that is the carousel for Last Call FOC. That's the one we will be using. But below that is next week's items. This is everything that we are expecting into the store on October 23rd. Below that are a few revolving carousels for events and crossovers. But let's scroll back up and click through for Last Call for FOC. Once you get in there, you see the red buttons for alphanumeric filters, and then you got the drop downs for publisher category, etc. Okay, that's the tool we will be looking at today, and the first thing that we will be looking at is Final Order Report for new printings. I'll turn that off and turn that on. And the first thing we will be looking at is Absolute Batman Noir Edition number 1. This is a one-shot reprinting of Absolute Batman in the Noir Edition format, where they present the black and white art only. Batman legend Scott Snyder and iconic artist Nick Dragotta transform the Dark Knight's tale for the modern age, and this time in black and white. Cover price on this is $4.99 for a full reprint of Absolute Batman in black and white. Then up we get facsimile reprints for the limited collector's edition number 37, featuring the all-special, all-villain issue featuring 5 thrilling tales of Batman fighting his greatest enemies, with a cover by Jim Aparo. This is an oversized Treasury edition with 64 pages, coming in at $14.99 for the standard and $19.99 for the foil variant. Then we get a second printing for the recent Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes special. This was a one-shot that just shipped a few weeks ago from writer Melissa Flores and artist Daniel Bayliss with this Gerardo Sandoval cover. And we also get a second print of Storm #1 that just debuted just a few weeks ago from Mariwa Ayodele and Lucas Vernek with this Jerome Opeña recolored cover. That's all of our new printings for this week's FOC. Now let's have a look at second issues. First up in second issues is Barbarella #2 from Blake Northcott, Anna Morishova, and this Joseph Michael Linsner cover. Get a second issue for Terminator by Declan Shalvey and Luke Sparrow, releasing on November 13th. A second issue for The Exorcism of 1600 Pen that just debuted this last Wednesday by Hannah Rose May and Vanessa Del Rey. We also get a second issue for Night of the Slasher from Cavan Scott and Paul Fry. And Minky Woodcock, The Girl Called Cthulhu, which just debuted this last week from writer-artist Cynthia Von Bueller, has a second issue on FOC this week, releasing on November 13th with this cover by Paula Andrade. And that's not a second issue, haha. Seance in the Asylum #2 from Clay McLeod Chapman and artist Leonardo Marcello Grazzi. Any more of these I got? I think that's it. No, we got plenty more. Okay, then we got Where Monsters Lie, Cul-de-sac #2. #1 just debuted this last week by Kyle Starks and Peter Kowalski. If you're interested in that, get your orders in by Monday at noon. Also, a B cover by Tyler Crook. Very cool. And a second issue for Absolute Batman #2. I love this cover. By Nick Dragotta. It's Batman versus Alfred Pennyworth. Take that in the face, Batman. All right. Then next up we got Blade Red Band #2. This is the polybagged only series from Brian Hill and CF Villa. A second issue for Iron Man. We're still waiting on #1. That's due in this Wednesday, the 23rd. You could confirm your copy of the second issue in this Stark Roxxon War storyline from Spencer Ackerman and Julius Ota with this Yasmin Putri cover. Second issue for Mystique by Declan Shalvey, both writing and doing interiors on this mutant assassin. And that wraps up our focus on second issues. Scroll on back there. And our next focus is final order report on first issues. And our first issue this week is Wind, the Power of Blood. This is the brand new series from award-winning creators James Tiny in the Fourth and Michael Dialanis, back for the third and final thrilling chapter of Wind. Michael Dialanis does this A cover and a B cover by Tony Infante. Ooh, we get a second issue for Niobe. This is called Tales of Asunda, Volume 2 by Stranger Comics. Sebastian A. Jones writing with art by Kanan White, and this cover by Tahani Farr. And a B cover from Jay Lee. Ooh, very nice. That is for Tales of Asunda, Volume 2. And over at Mad Cave Studios, we get a new series from Rick Quinn with interior art by Dave Chisholm. Melody Parker is losing her mind. She's living on the streets of Seattle during the the WTO protests of 1999. She's seeing things, androids, aliens, pigs in high fashion, and a creature named Echo One. Echo, one of the sustained. Elemental beings with the power to alter reality through music. She invites Melody to join her as she brings about the end of the world. With very nice art by Dave Chisholm, who has done biographies of lots of jazz artists, including the Miles Davis and the Search for the Sound graphic novel. Here it is, folks. Spectrum #1 from Mad Cave Studios. Rick Quinn and Dave Chisholm, available on November 20th. Secure your copy this weekend before Monday. Oh, it also comes with a B cover by Reiko Murakami. Well, that's very nice. Also, let's see, from Oni Studios, we have this new series called Cavalera P.I. Sometimes it takes a dead man to crack the case. From the desk of rising star Marco Finnegan, walk the shadow-shrouded alleys of Hollywoodland to solve the mystery of Calavera, a new resurrected private investigator whose first case is about to straddle the blood-soaked boundaries between the living and the dead. In 1925, Juan Calavera died a hero after a career spent outside the law defending the Chicano barrios where the police refused to operate. He earned a reputation for fearlessness and for skulking around old theaters. But a gunshot wound in the stomach now 5 years later. He earned a reputation for fearlessness and a gunshot in the stomach. Context. From Marco Finnegan, writer and artist of this fantastic-looking new 4-issue miniseries with an A cover by Marco Finnegan himself, with a B from Ramon K. Perez. This is Calavera P.I. from Oni Press. Yeah. Then next up, we got this new thing from Dark Horse Comics. This is a Christmas one-shot written by Mikey Way and Jonathan Rivera. They bring to you the most bizarre holiday comic yet. The holidays weren't always so tough for Peter Rockwell and his family, but a tragic and challenging year finds them stressed out and drifting apart when they should be pulling together. After accepting the wisdom of a Santa Claus at his local mall, Peter hatches a plan to give his family the best year ever, one Christmas at a time. From Dark Horse Comics, Mikey Way, Jonathan Rivera, and Peter Kowalski, Christmas 365. Available on December 4th. Okay, then we got this new series spinning out of the world of the minor threats. This called The Brood. Napoleon Archimedes is the arch nemesis of the Searcher, and he's fought her to a standstill for over 4 decades in the future metropolis of Meteor Falls. But now, as he confronts his mortality, he's forced to name a successor. From his 3 extraordinary children, Athena, Benjamin, and Spook Show, each brilliant, cunning, and unlucky enough to be the child of the world's greatest supervillain. From writer Patton Oswalt, Jordan Bloom, Heath Corson, really? Interesting. And featuring art by Ian J. Culberd. This is from the world of minor threats with this A cover from Scott Hepburn, Ian Culberd on B, a John K. Snyder cover. Oh, that's very nice. And let's see, we get a foil cover for From the World of Minor Threats, The Brood. Oh, we also get this Kevin Maguire cover. That's cool. I'll take it. All for the world of Minor Threats, The Brood. Okay, next up is this one shot from DC Comics. Yeah, that does it for the small press. Now we're going into, let's see, DC Comics. We got this one shot called Batman Uncovered. That's the general title format for the cover collections that they do, spotlighting some of the amazing cover art featured in the Batman series. This one has a Jorge Jimenez cover, David Nakayama cover, a Steve Lieber cover, very nice, and a Jorge Jimenez, no, that's a DNA. What's going on? I'm thinking they're doing a foil cover of this one. I don't think so, but they may have it switched up. All right, Batman Uncovered #1. Big old cover gallery, available November 13th. Okay, this one's a little out of order, but it's a special format cover that they're doing for the new Batman Santa Claus Silent Night Returns miniseries. This is a surprise rub and sniff variant featuring art by Dan Hipp. I'm sure we'll get more information on this series within the next couple of weeks as it FOCs, but this special rub and sniff variant featuring Dan Hipp art is cover price $9.99, and if you want it, make sure you order it by this Monday. And the big release for FOC this week is Black Lightning from DC Comics. Writer Brandon Thomas with Fico Ocio on art, who also did this A cover. Black Lightning is back, and it's time. And this time, it's a family affair. Jefferson Pierce leads the Justice League's new meta-human outreach initiative, helping those with powers before they can cause harm to themselves or others. But everything changes when it's his own daughter, Anissa Pierce, who comes to him for help. With Thunder's dangerous new powers and a new Master of Disaster, jeopardizing the coexistence between humans and metas, Black Lightning is on the front line of a culture war brewing in the suburbs of Metropolis. Black Lightning features a whole bunch of swell covers. We saw this one from interior artist Fico Ocio. Got a Torrin Clark cover, very nice. The Sanford Green cardstock variant. All for Black Lightning #1, available on November 13th. But if you want any of these variants, get your orders in by this Monday. Where's that date? Yeah, 10/21. Okay, over at Marvel Comics, we get a few #1s. Here we have a one-shot Marvel Holiday Tales to Astonish. This one might be an anthology, but we only get creative teams for writer Jerry Duggan and artist Phil Noto. But it kind of describes a couple different stories. First, you're invited to a Fantastic Four's holiday party. But who are the invited guests? Then, in a tale of Hanukkah's past, can Kitty Pryde scramble to save the day while struggling to shop for gifts for her merry X-Men and ring in the new year with Peter Parker and Miles Morales as only Spider-Man can. Okay, we got this A cover from Luciano Vecchio. A wraparound homage variant by Lee Garbett. A Leonardo Romero cover, all for Marvel Holidays Tales to Astonish. Sorry, I'm looking the wrong way. Marvel Holiday Tales to Astonish #1. Then we have this I guess is more of a reprint, but this collects here for the first time the 8-part epic story so big it ran across the entire Marvel line. When Wolverine and Deadpool are called upon to save the universe, we can absolutely rely on them to totally screw things up, featuring fearsome battles and fights across space and time, starring two men who cannot be killed, no matter how fearsome the battles. No matter how fearsome the battles, they fight across space and time. There it is. We got this A cover from interior artist Javier Garrón, and a B cover from Javier Garrón, maybe? It's all for Deadpool, Wolverine. And we got this Rod Reese variant, too. That's very cool. Impaled. Deadpool, Wolverine, Weapon Extraction #1 will be available on December 4th. And, here's a big one. Laura Kinney, Wolverine, From the Ashes, A New Era, The Ultimate Mutant Defense. Wolverine takes the fight to those who stand as enemies of mutant kind. Laura Kinney was bred to be the ultimate assassin as X-23. She's long left that life behind, but as she encounters mutants being forced to use their powers against their will, Wolverine takes it upon herself to right these wrongs, no matter who stands in their way. Dynamic scripter Erica Schultz and rising star artist Giada Belviso bring Wolverine on her first mission abroad in the From the Ashes era as Laura takes the fight to mutant oppressors wherever they may hide. This is Laura Kinney, Wolverine #1 with an Elena Casagrande cover on A. There it is. B cover from J. Scott Campbell, J. Anacleto, a logo variant, and a Lyrics Lee foil variant. I believe that will come in at $10. All for Laura Kinney, Wolverine #1 from Erica Schultz and Giada Belviso. And finally, from Marvel Comics, we have this first part of a brand new crossover, the first crossover in the From the Ashes era. This is X-Men #8, Chapter 1, Raid on Grey Malkin. With one of their own incarcerated, the X-Men move on Grey Malkin prison in order to free their teammate. But it's not just one team. In Alaska, Cyclops X-Men scrambles a rescue mission, while in Louisiana, Rogue's X-Men move to strike out on their own sortie. Doctrinal rivals, each with their own objective, while these two fractious teams find themselves at cross purposes. After all, an X is made by two lines crossing. This is the first chapter in the first crossover in the From the Ashes era, X-Men #8. Raid on Grey Malkin #1 is written by Jed MacKay with art by Ryan Stegman on A B cover from AKA. This Marvel vs. Capcom variant by Bengus, and a Chris Giarrusso crossover connecting variant playing on the old X-Men #1 Jim Lee format from Chris Giarrusso. And finally, this Marvel Studios variant by somebody. Some of the Marvel Studios artists, maybe Mayas C. Rubio and Jonah Bacalato for X-Men #8. Raid on Grey Malkin Chapter 1 with a, And that wraps up our spotlight for number ones on Marvel. But we got one more publisher to focus on, and this is a big one, folks. Super excited to show this one off. It is G.I. Joe number 1. This is the series premiere, the biggest comic book launch of the decade. Conrad Hauser, aka codename Duke, has assembled a special force known as G.I. Joe to battle the rising power of the mysterious Cobra in the aftermath of the Autobots and Decepticons' arrival on Earth. But the enigmatic Cobra Commander has unleashed the power of Energon like never before, featuring many familiar faces and the first appearance of an all-new character. This is the comic that will change everything you think you know about G.I. Joe. And that's only half the surprises in store. From the chart-topping Energon universe dream team of Joshua Williamson and Tom Riley comes G.I. Joe number 1 with the bajillion covers. Oh my gosh, so many covers. We got this A cover, this wraparound cover by Tom Riley. A B cover from Jerome Opeña. The C cover from Brett Booth with Tomaz and Zaymot. A David Finch cover. A Lee Bermejo cover. That's very cool. I like that. Conrad Hauser. So Micah. Ooh, very nice. Eyes up here, pal. Jenny Frison cover. And then we get a couple of blank sketch covers. This one with the G.I. Joe logo. And this one with a Cobra logo in the top corner box. And then we get this Tom Riley wraparound foil variant. And a Jenny Frison foil variant. And Adrian Milana Cobra Commander Mask, a die-cut foil variant. Die-cut foil variant. Wow. All for G.I. Joe number 1. Available on November 13th from Image Comics Skybound Energon Universe. Writer Joshua Williamson with art by Tom Riley and colorist Jordi Belair. If you're interested in any of these variant covers, please get your orders in by Monday the 21st. And that wraps up our focus on first issues. But before I let you go, let's take a quick look at some upcoming events. And first I'd like to say thank you for tuning in to Final Order Report. I do this every Friday in anticipation of the Final Order cutoff. All of these books are going to print next week, and all of our ordering options come down off the website, come down off of Comichub Monday at noon. Please get your orders in, verify, and confirm your cart before the deadline. Coming up this Tuesday is our live stream, our weekly live stream from the floor of Green Brain Comics. Brain Scan goes live at 6:30 here on YouTube and Facebook. Join us every Tuesday for a walking tour of New Comic Book Day with your hosts Katie Merritt, and I'll be on the camera. It'll be laughs and jokes and dancing, and you can be a part of the fun. Make sure you chime in and be a part of the show. Okay, next up we've got, of course, we've got the new comics coming out on Wednesday, October 23rd. And before that, October 21st, Monday, October 21st, the third Monday of the month, is our monthly Brain Candy event, a free review of music, prose. Wow, I completely screwed that up, didn't I? All right, let me do this real quick. All right, I showed you that. You saw that. Brain Scan, check it out this Tuesday. That's some of the new stuff. And here we are back to Brain Candy. Coming up on the third Monday of the month, Monday, October 21st, is Brain Candy 61, a free review of music, prose, poetry, and visual art this month, featuring the musicianship of Jeff Spissick, the poetry of Denise R. Irvin, the prose of Andy Mozina, and the visual art of Kaylee Blevins, all organized and put together by the Emerging Writers Network, held absolutely free inside Green Brain Comics on Monday, October 21st at 7 p.m. Please join us. It's going to be a beautiful evening. And let's see, Saturday, October 26th is Trick or Read at Green Brain Comics. We'll be giving away all kind of free comics throughout the day. Do check out the website and the Facebook event for more details. And if you got some kids, we're participating in the downtown trick or treat that afternoon from 2 to 5. Lots of businesses in the East End being a part of the show, and you could be a part of the fun there too. Free comics, it's Trick or Read at Green Brain Comics. And that brings us all the way around to the end of the show. Thanks for joining me on Green Brain Comics. Thanks for joining me on Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All the links to our shopping cart, website, and Comichub are below in the description. We are spreading the love of comic books and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.